Welcome to my channel Value Old Coins. Today videos is one you won't to miss. We're diving into the world of coins. So let's get it started. The 2008 Andrew Jackson $1 presidential coin is a shining example of the United States Mint's ambitious and historically significant presidential $1 coin program, which was authorized by the Presidential $1 Coin Act of 2005, Public Law 109-145. This act aimed to honor each U.S. president in the order of their service, with the stipulation that only deceased presidents would be featured. Each year from 2007 onward, the U.S. Mint released 4 new dollar coins, each featuring a different president. Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States, was commemorated in this series with his dollar coin issued in 2008, specifically as the 3rd release of that year and the 7th overall in the series. Jackson served from 1829 to 1837, and his presidency marked a turning point in American political development, particularly in the expansion of democracy and the empowerment of the common man. The obverse of the Andrew Jackson dollar coin bears a powerful and refined portrait of President Jackson himself, engraved with great attention to historical likeness and detail. The portrait was designed and sculpted by Joel Iskowitz, designer, and Jim Licoretz, sculptor, 2 of the most accomplished artists in the U.S. Mint's team. The image of Jackson is a forward-facing bust with his characteristic high collar and wind-swept hair, suggesting energy and resolve. Around the upper periphery of the coin is inscribed Andrew Jackson, while the bottom periphery displays 7th President 1829-1837. These elements are precisely rendered in a clean, formal serif font, emphasizing the stature and legacy of the man whose face graces the coin. The minimalist design does away with the traditional liberty and in God we trust mottos on the obverse, which were instead moved to the coin's edge, a unique characteristic of this dollar series. The reverse side of the coin, identical, across all coins in the presidential $1 series, features an elegant rendition of the Statue of Liberty, sculpted by Don Everhart, who was also involved in several other designs in the series. The image shows Lady Liberty from the waist up, holding her torch high in her right hand while clutching a tablet in her left. The inscription United States of America arcs along the top, and the denomination 1 appears prominently, in bold below. The design is symbolic of American ideals, freedom, and unity, values that each president, including Jackson, was meant to represent and uphold in his time. What makes the Andrew Jackson presidential $1 coin and others in this series particularly unique is the incuse edge lettering, that is, inscriptions carved directly into the edge of the coin rather than its faces. This was a revival of an 18th century coinage technique, and it added a novel element of craftsmanship to modern U.S. coinage. The edge lettering includes the phrases, "A pluribus unum, in God we trust," until late 2008 when it was moved to the obverse, the year of minting, 2008, and the mint mark, either P for Philadelphia or D for Denver. Some coins also emerged with edge lettering errors, such as doubled inscriptions or completely missing lettering, which have since become valuable collectibles among numismatists. The circulating composition of the Andrew Jackson $1 coin consists of a manganese brass-clad alloy, specifically a mix of 88.5% copper, 6% zinc, 3.5% manganese, and 2% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This gives the coin its distinct golden hue, which was meant to distinguish it from other denominations and enhance its public appeal. Despite its golden color, the coin does not contain any actual gold. The diameter of the coin measures 26.5 millimeters, the thickness is 2.0 millimeters, and the total weight comes to approximately 8.1 grams. This uniform size and mass are consistent across the entire presidential $1 coin series. Andrew Jackson's inclusion in the program was not without controversy. Jackson is a complex historical figure whose legacy includes both pioneering democratic ideals and controversial policies. As president, he strongly opposed the national bank, supported westward expansion, and championed the rights of white settlers. However, he is also remembered for the forced removal of Native American tribes, especially under the Indian Removal Act of 1830, which led to the tragic Trail of Tears. Thus, the coin becomes a symbol not only of presidential honor, but also of the need for a nuanced view of history. While Jackson remains a towering figure in American political life, his administration is increasingly examined under critical, ethical, and humanitarian lenses. The circulation and distribution of the 2008 Andrew Jackson dollar coin faced challenges shared by the entire presidential $1 series. Despite the U.S. Mint's goal of widespread public use, the coins were not widely embraced by the American public. Americans had long preferred paper currency, and despite marketing efforts and creative educational initiatives, dollar coins struggled to gain traction in everyday transactions. As a result, many of these coins were released only in small quantities into circulation, with large amounts instead distributed through collector rolls, mint sets, and proof sets. Millions of these coins remain in storage at Federal Reserve vaults, while others have entered private collections or are sold on the secondary market. In terms of mintage numbers, the 2008 Andrew Jackson presidential dollar was produced in substantial quantities at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Specifically, the Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 61,180,000 coins, while the Denver Mint produced around 61,070,000, totaling more than 122 million coins for circulation. Additionally, the U.S. Mint released proof versions of the coin as part of the 2008 presidential dollar proof sets, which were struck at the San Francisco Mint using a specialized process that results in mirror-like fields and frosted devices. These proof coins are prized by collectors for their visual clarity and pristine condition. The collector appeal and value of the Andrew Jackson $1 coin varies depending on condition, mint mark, and any unique errors. While circulated examples generally hold face value, uncirculated or high-grade examples, especially MS-67 or higher, can fetch small premiums on the market. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, with the S Mint mark, are more desirable and command modest premiums. Edge lettering errors, such as the missing edge lettering or double edge varieties, are especially valuable, with some commanding prices in the range of $100 to several $100s depending on rarity and condition. Beyond its numismatic value, the coin serves as a conversation piece and historical artifact linking modern Americans with the country's rich presidential history. The presidential $1 series was intended not just to beautify the currency, but also to educate the public about the achievements and challenges of past leaders. For Andrew Jackson, this meant memorializing a presidency that reshaped American democracy and deeply influenced political ideology for generations. His coin reflects the duality of his legacy, a champion of the common man who also oversaw policies of profound injustice. In closing, the 2008 Andrew Jackson $1 presidential coin is more than a metallic token. It is a microcosm of American history, a curated work of civic art, and a bold attempt to reimagine the way Americans relate to their past through currency. Whether viewed as a collector's item, a historical lesson, or a subject of debate, it occupies a special place in the expansive landscape of modern U.S. coinage. Its very existence invites ongoing discussion of democracy, leadership, and national identity. The 2011 Rutherford B. Hayes $1 presidential coin holds a significant place within the U.S. Mint's presidential $1 coin program, which began in 2007 with the goal of honoring each U.S. president, excluding those still living, in the order of their service. Rutherford Burchard Hayes, the 19th President of the United States who served from 1877 to 1881, was memorialized on this golden-hued coin as the third release of 2011 and the 19th overall in the series. Hayes's presidency marked a pivotal period in American history, as it brought an official end to the Reconstruction era following the Civil War and sought to reconcile the nation during a time of bitter political division. The dollar coin that bears his name reflects not only his presidency, but also the broader mission of the mint to commemorate historical leadership while engaging the public in numismatic education and appreciation. The obverse, front of I. The coin presents a well-executed and serious portrait of President Rutherford B. Hayes, who is depicted in formal attire, showcasing his distinctively full beard and thoughtful demeanor. This portrait was sculpted and designed by Don Everhart, a master engraver at the U.S. Mint responsible for many of the most celebrated coins in recent U.S. history. The portrait appears stately and dignified, capturing the seriousness and intellect for which Hayes was known. Surrounding the portrait in a circular arc are the inscriptions Rutherford B. Hayes along the top and 19th President 1877-1881 curved below. The lettering is crisp and refined, giving the coin a presidential formality and visual balance. Notably, as with other coins in the presidential $1 series minted after 2009, the phrase, "In God We Trust," was moved to the obverse face of the coin just left of Hayes's portrait, while liberty remains absent, its omission being part of the unique design framework of the series. The reverse of the Rutherford B. Hayes dollar follows the standard design used for all coins in the series, a beautifully detailed image of the Statue of Liberty, as sculpted and designed by Don Everhart as well. This image shows Lady Liberty from the waist up, holding her torch aloft in her right hand, symbolizing enlightenment and freedom. Her left arm cradles a tablet, reminiscent of the Declaration of Independence. The words, "United States of America," arc gracefully around the top rim of the coin, while the denomination 1 appears boldly to the lower right of Liberty. The reverse design serves not only as a patriotic emblem, but also as a unifying visual element across the entire presidential $1 coin program, connecting disparate presidencies through shared national values. One of the most interesting features of this coin lies along its edge, which contains incuse, engraved lettering, a design element that adds both aesthetic appeal and anti-counterfeiting measures. The edge inscriptions include 2011, the year of issue, the mint mark, either P for Philadelphia or D for Denver, and the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. Unlike earlier coins in the series, 2007-2009, where In God We Trust also appeared on the edge, the 2011 Hayes coin showcases that phrase on the obverse instead, in accordance with legislation that altered the placement of certain mottos. For collectors, these edge-lettered inscriptions are a point of fascination, especially because of the occasional occurrence of errors, such as missing or doubled-edge inscriptions, which significantly increase a coin's value and desirability. The composition of the Rutherford B. Hayes dollar coin mirrors that of all coins in this series. It is clad in a manganese brass alloy over a pure copper core, giving it a golden appearance that mimics more precious metals but contains no actual gold. Specifically, the outer layer is composed of 88.5% copper, 6% zinc, 3.5% manganese, and 2% nickel. The coin measures 26.5 millimeters in diameter, 2.0 millimeters in thickness, and weighs approximately 8.1 grams. Its reeded and inscribed edge adds further complexity to the design and contributes to its overall durability and elegance. While the coin was technically produced for circulation, it was also aimed at collectors, educators, and numismatists who appreciated both the historical commemoration and the technological intricacies of the coin. Regarding mintage figures, the Hayes dollar coin was produced at two major U.S. mint facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 37,660,000 coins, while the Denver Mint produced around 36,820,000 for a total mintage of just over 74 million coins. Additionally, a smaller number of proof versions, highly polished and mirror-like coins intended for collectors, were minted at the San Francisco Mint with the S Mint mark. These proof coins were included in the 2011 presidential $1 coin. Proof sets and feature particularly sharp strikes and deep contrast between fields and raised devices. Because the coin did not circulate widely in daily commerce, many surviving examples exist in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially those distributed directly to collectors through official U.S. mint packaging. Historically, Rutherford B. Hayes is a president often overlooked in general surveys of American history, but holds substantial importance in the post-Civil War political landscape. Born in 1822 in Ohio, Hayes was a Civil War hero, attorney, and reform-minded Republican. He is most famous for his highly controversial election in 1876, one of the closest and most disputed in U.S. history. Hayes lost the popular vote to Democrat Samuel J. Tilden, but won the presidency after a secretive deal, known as the Compromise, of 1877, was struck in a backroom political agreement. In exchange for Democrats accepting his presidency, Hayes agreed to withdraw federal troops from the South, effectively ending Reconstruction and ceding control of Southern governance back to white-dominated state governments. While this restored a semblance of national unity, it also led to the erosion of African American civil rights in the South, laying the groundwork for Jim Crow laws and segregation that persisted well into the 20th century. During his presidency, Hayes attempted to reform the federal government by promoting civil service reform and combating corruption within federal institutions. He also supported education and sought to reconcile post-war tensions, although he often struggled against political resistance in Congress. While his tenure was limited to a single term, by choice as he had promised not to seek re-election, Hayes left a legacy of moderation, integrity, and principle, albeit marred by the racial consequences of ending Reconstruction too early. His nuanced legacy makes the coin that bears his image a compelling item for collectors and historians alike. From a numismatic perspective, the Rutherford B. Hayes dollar coin is relatively accessible in circulated condition, but carries greater value in higher uncirculated grades, MS-65 and above, or in proof condition with pristine surfaces and strong eye appeal. Coins with error variations, particularly those involving edge lettering mistakes, such as doubled inscriptions, missing mottos, or inverted placement, can command premiums of $50, $250, or more, depending on rarity and grade. The coin remains a desirable addition for those assembling a complete set of presidential $1 coins, particularly because Hayes's presidency marks the end of Reconstruction, a crucial transitional period in American political development. In broader terms, this coin stands as a symbol of historical reflection, inviting the public to consider how past presidents shaped the trajectory of the nation in times of crisis. While Hayes may not enjoy the widespread recognition of Lincoln, Washington, or Roosevelt, the inclusion of his image in this coin series ensures that his role is not forgotten. The coin serves as a portable history lesson, encouraging further exploration of one of the most complex political compromises in U.S. electoral history. It also underscores the enduring tension between unity and justice, a theme that continues to echo through American political discourse. In summary, the 2011 Rutherford B. Hayes $1 presidential coin is far more than a token monetary item. It embodies a moment in American history fraught with both healing and compromise. Its design, composition, and execution reflect the high standards of modern numismatics, while its subject matter touches upon enduring questions of democracy, race, and political legitimacy. Whether examined for its artistry, collected for its completeness, or studied for its historical resonance, the Hayes dollar coin remains a vital piece in the larger mosaic of American coinage and a solemn tribute to a presidency that both healed and haunted the nation. The 2010 Franklin Pierce $1 presidential coin is part of the United States Mint's ambitious initiative known as the Presidential $1 Coin Program, which aimed to honor all former U.S. presidents in the order of their service, issuing 4 coins annually beginning in 2007. Franklin Pierce, the 14th President of the United States, who served from 1853 to 1857, was featured in this program with his dollar coin released in 2010. As the second release of that year, the coin not only commemorates a largely forgotten, yet historically, complex leader but also serves as a numismatic tribute that captures the essence of mid-19th century American political turbulence. Pierce's presidency occurred in a deeply divisive era in U.S. history preceding the Civil War and is often studied for the controversial decisions that intensified sectional conflict between the North and South. The obverse, front, of V. The coin features a finely engraved portrait of President Franklin Pierce, rendered with considerable attention to period detail and expression. The image was designed and sculpted by Donna Weaver, a talented artist associated with many modern U.S. coinage designs. The portrait presents Pierce with a contemplative and somber demeanor, reflective of his turbulent presidency and personal tragedies. Encircling the upper edge of the obverse is the inscription Franklin Pierce in dignified serif lettering, while the lower rim includes the words 14th President 1853-1857, identifying both his order of presidency and the years he served. Unlike traditional coins, the Franklin Pierce dollar, like other coins in this series, does not include liberty or in God we trust on the obverse. Instead, those mottos appear on the edge, a distinctive design feature of the series, prior to late 2009 and fully in effect on the 2010 releases. The reverse of the coin remains uniform throughout the presidential $1 series and depicts a striking image of the Statue of Liberty designed and sculpted by Don Everhart, one of the U.S. Mint's most prolific contemporary engravers. Liberty is shown from the waist up, extending her torch skyward, symbolizing hope, enlightenment, and the welcoming spirit of the American Republic. The design is both iconic and stylistically modern, capturing the enduring ideals of freedom that each U.S. president is, in theory, meant to embody. Around the outer perimeter are the words United States of America, and near the bottom is the denomination boldly inscribed as $1. This reverse design reinforces a message of unity and national purpose, even as the Franklin Pierce presidency itself is historically associated with division and disunity. One of the most distinctive features of the Franklin Pierce dollar coin and the presidential $1 coin program in general is the edge-incused inscriptions. This means that the coin's edge, the thin side between obverse and reverse, is engraved with inscriptions including In God We Trust, E Pluribus Unum, the year of minting, 2010, and the mint mark, either P for Philadelphia or D for Denver. This technique of edge lettering is rare in modern U.S. coinage and serves both aesthetic and anti-counterfeiting purposes. Collectors have found this feature particularly intriguing, especially because edge lettering errors, such as missing inscriptions, doubled text, or inverted orientation, occurred in some batches, making such error coins highly collectible and more valuable than regular specimens. From a technical standpoint, the Franklin Pierce dollar coin is composed of a manganese brass-clad alloy, giving it a golden appearance that, while visually attractive, contains no actual gold. Its composition includes 88.5% copper, 6% zinc, 3.5% manganese, and 2% nickel, which are bonded over a pure copper core. The coin has a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, a thickness of 2.0 millimeters, and weighs approximately 8.1 grams. The physical dimensions are consistent with all other coins in the presidential $1 series, making them easy to organize in collectors' albums or mint-issued display cases. These specifications strike a balance between durability and visual appeal, contributing to the coin's intended role as both circulating currency and historical artifact. In terms of mintage and production, the 2010 Franklin Pierce dollar was struck at both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, with significant totals produced to meet the needs of both collectors and limited circulation. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 38,160,000 coins, while the Denver Mint produced about 38,220,000, resulting in a combined mintage of over 76 million coins. Additionally, a smaller number of proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint bearing the S Mint mark. These proof versions are specially manufactured using polished dies and planchets, resulting in coins with mirror-like backgrounds and frosted images. They were included in 2010 proof sets and presidential dollar proof sets, both popular among collectors for their aesthetic quality and preservation. Despite the substantial number minted, the Franklin Pierce dollar, like many others in the series, did not gain widespread acceptance in everyday commerce. Americans have historically favored paper currency for the $1 denomination, and despite its golden sheen and commemorative design, the coin was met with limited enthusiasm from the general public. As a result, most of the coins were either held in bank vaults, sold directly to collectors, or issued through U.S. Mint distribution programs. This limited circulation has preserved many specimens in uncirculated condition, keeping their surfaces clean and their values relatively stable over time. Historically, Franklin Pierce is a president whose legacy is marked by intense scrutiny. Born in New Hampshire in 1804, Pierce was a Northern Democrat who often sympathized with Southern pro-slavery interests. His presidency is largely remembered for the passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act, 1854, a law that effectively repealed the Missouri Compromise and allowed new territories to determine for themselves whether to allow slavery. This act inflamed sectional tensions, led to violent clashes known as Bleeding Kansas, and is seen as one of the key legislative missteps that precipitated the American Civil War. Although a man of personal charm and political skill, Pierce's alignment with Southern interests and his enforcement of the Fugitive Slave Act have marred his historical reputation. He is often ranked among the least effective U.S. presidents due to his failure to bridge the nation's growing ideological divide. From a numismatic standpoint, the Franklin Pierce $1 coin occupies a unique space. While not particularly rare in circulated form, uncirculated and proof specimens retain their collectible value due to their condition and place in a complete set. Collectors often seek out coins in MS-65 to MS-67 grade or higher, which exhibit no wear, sharp strike, details, and brilliant luster. Error coins are particularly prized. Examples include missing or double-edged lettering, which can significantly increase a coin's market value, sometimes ranging from $50 to several $100, depending on condition and rarity. This coin also provides a valuable educational tool, offering younger generations and enthusiasts an opportunity to learn about lesser-known presidents. By circulating portraits of leaders such as Franklin Pierce, the U.S. Mint sought not only to encourage the use of dollar coins, but to foster a deeper public connection to American history. Though the Franklin Pierce presidency is widely viewed through a lens of criticism, his dollar coin allows Americans to reflect on the complexity of leadership and the importance of historical context. In closing, the 2010 Franklin Pierce presidential $1 coin is a multifaceted object, part of a grand series, a reflection of a difficult chapter in American history, and a distinctive piece of modern numismatics. It is a coin that bridges art, politics, and public memory, designed not merely for commerce, but to provoke thought and preserve legacy. Whether in a collector's album or as part of a historical display, the coin stands as a tangible reminder of the U.S. Mint's effort to combine education with currency. Its elegant design, unique inscriptions, and link to a complex presidency ensure its lasting presence in the realm of American numismatic heritage.